Yeah, Carl, you're one of the Dellis Cay designers. Tell us a little bit about your project there.
Well, it's a big project, and it's quite unique because of the quality and the standard of architecture that is being asked of us, and I'm very, very honored to be part of the team. My role is in particular overwater villas, something that I've done before around the world. In a few places, and they're very, very unique to the environment and how a whole different lifestyle, living and staying on the water with people.
What mood did you want to create in these villas?
Well, it's not so much a mood as is an alternative lifestyle. It's a bit of theater. You'll be able to stay, above the water, which you don't get that chance too many times. You have to go someplace in particular to do this. And here at Dellis Cay, you have the opportunity to actually own it and live there. And what you try to create, most importantly, is privacy. You're out in the middle of the water, and you need to be protected from people on the shore, protected from your neighbors. The villas are not that dense together, but you don't really want to see a neighbor. You don't want to see another house or another villa. You want to see the ocean. And we very carefully and took a lot of time to plan those views. Some of my little sketches show that if you're sitting and wake up in the morning in the master bedroom and you look out, all you're going to see is the horizon line. And that's a beautiful thing. And privacy is one thing. And then try to create a casualness that is also has some formality to it, is something I always try to do. So you have the option of being formal and dressed up and have a nice formal barbecue dinner, but at the same time it's casual, so it's kind of like barefoot luxury, which is a goal of mine in any of the resorts that I do.
Tell us a little bit more about the special. What's special about designing for an island? Maybe the environmental issues, or also I think logistical issues.
Well, there's a lot of things on designing for an island, because usually islands don't provide a lot of infrastructure or utilities, or the things that we take into account on the land, sewage. Electricity, fresh water, all these things need to be accounted for, and particularly when you're on an island but you're really not on an island, you're sort of offshore. How do you get the electricity out there? How do you get the water out there? How do you get sewage and trash and everything else that back, and do it in a way that it doesn't disturb the environment at all. One thing I like and love about overwater villas is that I find it as a structure that doesn't impact on the environment at all. In fact, it adds to it. The marine life underneath the villa will actually increase. And this has been tested and reviewed in other places like the Maldives that I've done work, where the pilings become little homes for all sorts of sea creatures. And you create little environments for them, and it's fantastic. And the tides the tide of an ocean is like the wind, and these don't disturb that at all. They don't disturb the shoreline. They don't increase the erosion. In fact, they help keep the sand and everything there. So they're fantastic environmentally, and that's why I love them. Just let's build everything on the ocean. I mean, today they're doing windmills. Energy. In the whole huge forest of windmills on the ocean, because there's so much more water than there is land, actually.
Do you have a solar power or something like that?
There is going to be quite a bit of solar power. Some of the roofs on the villas are flat, where they can take some solar panels, and that's been designed for that. And so we're looking at those very, very extensively. And I don't know about when, but we have discussed it. But I don't know how far they've taken it yet. But I think it'd be a good idea.
Maybe a little bit about your background. You studied at the Art Center College of Design in Pasadena?
That's correct, yes. I graduated from there in industrial design. And prior to that, fantastic experience. I went to Cal Poly Pomona majoring in architecture. I've actually had a whole life of art and design. And that's where I've gotten to today. And I'm still enjoying it.
So you specialize in hospitality design?
Yes. Most of the work I do is in the hospitality sector of architecture and interior design, most of the work I have done is in resorts and exotic locales. Not only the Turk and Caicos Islands, which is one exotic locale, but Bali, the Maldives, the Seychelles. All these have their own specific culture and environment that you have to be sensitive to, and lifestyle that try to incorporate in your designs. And that gets into, the types of materials you use and choose to use that makes it feel appropriate to the location, the culture, and the people who are going to use it.
Yeah, Carl, you designed the Dellis Cay booth here at Art Basel Miami Beach. Maybe you can tell us also a little bit about the concept of the booth here.
I was asked by O Properties if I would consider designing the booth for this year of 2008, and I thought it was a great opportunity to show everybody what Dellis Cay in general would feel like. So we created these background paintings that gave it a feeling of the beach and the ocean and the sky, and then the trellises and the woodwork here also is representative of some of the architecture that we are creating on the island, and that gave us also an opportunity to hang the paintings and the pictures and give it some color. Because it's a resort, it's a tropical island, and the tropics are all about color. And the other statement I wanted to make in terms of an artist was the sort of the tree trunks that are in the back of the booth, and that's an environmental statement. These are white oak from Germany. That were growing on a farm, so we didn't cut them down off a forest, and then we created these beautiful forms and spirals to show the beauty of natural wood, and also show people that we're stripping our forest and not looking at the beauty of that we have in a natural environment that Dellis Cay is all about. We're trying to create these beautiful forms in a very natural environment without disturbing it, and let these two things come together. And this is what this booth is supposed to be representing. So I'm very, very happy that it's turned out the way it has, and people accepted it and love it. So enjoy, we should be serving margaritas on the beach here, but they wouldn't let us have any sand. So we missed that, but I was going to make everybody take their shoes off and come in. Would have been fun, but we couldn't do that. But we can do it on the island.
Design products. Tell us about that.
Well, even though I'm American, my studio is more based on a European type of design studio. So we like to get involved in not just a particular thing. The products became really out of the fact that I was doing a lot of spas at one time with a client by the name of Canyon Ranch, for one, pretty well known in the United States here. And sometimes, you know, you do a beautiful environment and the person who's working in that environment doesn't seem to fit. And it's the uniform and it's how they, you know, how they are perceived when you first meet them. And I got a little disturbed sometimes when I would meet a therapist that looked more like a nurse. And I didn't know if she was going to stab me or rub me. So I developed a whole line of spa fashion uniforms that could fit into the environments I was creating, be it an Oriental look, an Asian look, a Western look, or, you know, whatever. And we started producing those. And then I've always had a fascination for nice design things like Bugatti cars, and recently I'm getting into go-kart racing, and the thrill of not only racing a car of that caliber, not that it's a big fancy super duper car, but it has the essence of everything that a Formula One race car has. And you really have to drive it like a Formula One, and I guess that's why a lot of Formula One racers come from a go-kart point. And what I like, though, best about the go-karts is all the details. And I'm getting into starting to design, you know, brake parts and things like that for them. So
when will this go-kart be available?
Oh, I don't know. We're looking into that actually with an American company, but there's a long ways to go. Right now, it's still a hobby. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the interview, Carl Ettensperger.
My pleasure.